Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It depends on where you are at this time of the day. I greet you according to your time and location. My name is Nancy. On this channel, I film about faith, relationship, and lifestyle, and of course, every other good stuff. So, if you're new here, hey, hi. What have you been waiting for? But now that you're here with us, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always sticking around with me. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. Okay. You're welcome to my channel. I apologize guys for taking a very long break off this channel. Like I've been off for quite some time now, though it's not intentional. You know why now? In my previous video I hinted you guys why. Like why? Okay, so yes, I went to marry. You guys, I went to marry. Tell me congratulations. Let it roll. Okay, so because of the whole running around, plannings, and all the hustle and puzzle, whichever. Because of all of those things, I really didn't have time to settle down and come up to you guys. But now we're here, and I would have visited you guys before now. At some point I broke down, I felt sick. Thank you so much for those of us that reached out to me, although I didn't tell everybody, but some persons reached out. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm recuperating, or rather I'm fine, I'm better now, right? So on today's topic, just as you can tell from the title of the video today, we started a series, the love language, and it has lasted for too long. It has overlasted. It has stayed beyond the way it should stay. But thank God for God. God knows why. Okay, so on today's topic, we're talking about the last love language. I just want to talk about it and get it off the deck so that we'll forge ahead, and face other things. All right. And I actually don't know why this love language thing, this particular physical touch, has to be the last one. I don't know why. Maybe it was divinely directed by God, because when I started the love language series, I didn't know I was going to get married before the end of the series. But thank God, maybe God wanted me to get married first and then know if I like the physical touch love language or not. But thank God we're here now. Okay, so without further ado, we're jumping right into the video for today. Love language. We've talked about the other 4 love languages. We've talked about words of affirmation. We've talked about receiving gift. We've talked about quality time. And then we've talked about act of service. And so today we're talking about physical touch love language. Physical touch love language. What is physical touch love language? All right. I think it's important to note that when we talk about physical touch love language, it's not just about doing the do. I don't want to mention the word so that YouTube will not come and close down my channel. You know what it means. Now, when we talk about physical touch, a lot of persons tend to think about other things. That physical touch is not only done on the bed. That's what I'm trying to say. Physical touch love language is not just on the bed alone. As a matter of fact, when we're talking about physical touch love language as a way of expressing love to your partner, I think on the bed thing is just the secondary, even though it's very important, but it is the secondary. Physical touch love language. To me, I feel this physical touch love language of a thing is one of the strongest love language, because it is expressional. Like, you express it physically. It's something you do. It's obvious. It's one of the love languages that is expressed. It is non-verbal. It's not something you say. It's not something you have to act it. You have to show it. So I feel physical touch love language of a thing is something that everybody wants to experience. Everybody wants to experience it. Okay, so for me, I'll use myself as an example. Before now, I used to think that physical touch love language is not for me at all. For some of my friends that knows me very well, they know physical touch love language is something I don't even know. I wasn't too sure then if it was something for me, because I'm this kind of a person that if I have a friend, there are some of these touchy kind of friends, like they want to talk to you. If you don't gist you about something, they'll be like, hey, so Nancy, that If you're that kind of a person, I will avoid you, because it irritates me. It's irritating. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it when people, I don't like touchy people. Who are very touchy. Like, everything they want to touch you, they want to, it irritates me a lot. So I wasn't too sure if physical touch love language is for me. That's what I said. That's what I said earlier. Maybe God wanted it to last this long so that I will know if it is for me or not. But you know what? Right now, I think physical touch love language is one of the end thing for me. Yes, it's one of those things that right now I look forward to. I look forward to, holding hands, hugging, staying around, those mushy periods. Yes, because right now I can't be walking on the street. Maybe we're taking a walk on the street, myself and my husband, and he's walking separately from me. I always want to hold his hand, or if he doesn't, I'll be the one to tell him, hold my hand, like hold my hand. And you will know, we can't be seeing a movie together and he's on a different couch, and I'm sitting on a different couch. Or I know some persons want to say maybe because it's fresh or it's new marriage or something. I don't think that's the case here. I just realized that physical touch love language is one of those things too that is important in a relationship and in marriages. It's a way to express love to some persons. There are several ways of expressing physical touch love language to those people whose love languages are physical touch. There are still some persons who doesn't like this, even though they are married, even though they are with their loved ones, their significant other, their better half. They still don't do this physical touch of a thing. But there are some persons whose primary love languages are physical touch. Like, I don't know, you just have to keep body contact. They just want to keep body contact. I don't want to make this particular video very long. I'm trying to summarize the whole thing so that we'll get it off and face other things. Okay, so these persons whose love languages are physical touch, they want to be physically attached to their partner. Another thing I also want to point out is that for some persons whose love languages are physical touch, like your primary love language is physical touch, I don't think this set of persons want to consider long distance relationship. Like, physical touch is not done on the phone now. Physical touch is not done through text messages. It's not done through WhatsApp video calls. It is physically expressed. Physical expression of love through touches and closeness and all of that. So if your love language is physical touch, I mean your primary love language is physical touch, I honestly don't think you want to consider long distance relationship, because you are going to, if it's words of affirmation, it can be telling you things that you want to hear over the phone. If your own is receiving gift, it can be sending you gift via courier and the other transport services. If it's the others, there are some other languages that can be expressed without being physically there. But if it is physical touch, long distance relationship, I think you want to rethink about it for people whose love languages are physical touch. Okay, so another thing again I would like to point out, in as much as your love language is physical touch, your primary love language is physical touch, and you want to express it to your partner even in public, you also want to be very careful, because there are some persons whose primary love languages are physical touch and they want to express it anywhere. Some persons don't mind. Yes, you have to be moderate about it. The Bible says let everything be done in order. Go and look for the scripture, and let everything be done accordingly. You don't want to do it excessively. That's the one that me and you we will fight. Like, you can't come to the public and want to be kilo day. There are ways you do it. Some persons want to excessively do it. If you do that in public, you might be inconveniencing other people, or rather you might be passing a wrong message to other people about you. It might not be what you intended to do. They might read a different meaning to it. In fact, there are some things you can do in public, like kissing your partner in public. I don't think it's advisable, in as much as your love language is physical touch. There are some other things you can do in public. Holding of hands is okay, laying your heads on the person's shoulder is okay, and resting on the person is okay. But there are some things that you should know where to call the shot. Bottom line, just know where to call the shot. Just know what to do and what not to do, even in public. When you get into your closet, and you also want to be very careful. If you're not married, you want to be very careful, because there's a level at which you get too physically touchy, and then it will result to what I don't know. Okay, so holding of hands, examples of physical touch. Holding of hands, having your hands across the person's shoulder, whether male or female. I'm talking about your partner now. Laying your heads on their laps, resting your head on their shoulders, relaxing on them while seeing a movie, several other things. Holding them from behind, from the front. Yes, all of these things are examples of physical touch. So if your love language is physical touch, please be expressive about it, but not inconveniencing. There are some persons I've had friends whose love languages are not physical touch. The other person's love language is physical touch, and it resulted to some kind of unresolvable differences, irreconcilable differences. Why is English failing me this night? Irreconcilable differences. The lady doesn't feel comfortable with the guy touching her all the time. That was me before now. She doesn't feel comfortable with the guy touching her all the time, even in public. She tells the guy, it's okay. No, don't. So the guy too felt rejected. He felt the lady was not accepting him the way he is and all that. They tried to talk about it several times. And then when they finally broke up, I tried to, I tried to talk them back together. I tried to ask this one, what's the problem? And then I realized that both of them, they didn't come to a compromise. This one was on the extreme and the other one was on the extreme. The girl was not ready to compromise that, okay, my fiance's love language or my boyfriend, I don't know if they were up to the fiancé and fiancé level, but I know they were together. So she refused to understand the fact that, okay, this person's love language is physical touch. Let me be reasonable. Let me consider. Let me, calm down from my high horses and, compromise some things. And then the guy too doesn't want to understand that, okay, this person's love language is not physical touch and all that. So let me be careful. Let me be moderate the way I express my own physical touch. Let me bring it down, cut it down until she's able to understand. The both of them just wants this one to stop being touchy, and the other one wants to understand that, okay, it's my love language, I have to touch you. So they couldn't balance it. They just have to go their step. As simple as that, like as little as that. I was now wondering, can this be the reason these two people broke up? Who am I to question them? So it goes a long way to show that you have to come to a compromise, whether or not. Sometimes this love language of a thing, it might not be your love language, but because this is your partner's love language, you just have to be considerate about it. It doesn't have to be convenient for you. Some persons, act of service is not their love language, but because their partner's love language is act of service, they just have to go all out. They have to go all out of their way to be supportive, to be helpful, even though it is not their love language. So you have to be considerate. You have to come to a compromise. You must not, you don't have to, be hell-bent on, this is my kind of person, this is who I am. So you have to, is either you deal with it, is either you accept him for who I am, or you go. You have to understand, you have to balance up. Okay, let's meet at a point. It's not your love language, it's my love language. Okay, let's meet at a point. Okay, so I promised earlier that I wasn't going to make this video very, very long. I'll be rounding up right now. And I said in my first video about this love language that I'll be telling you guys my own love language. Okay, so my primary love language, I've discovered this one now. I've discovered this physical touch now, that okay, it's one of my love languages. So my primary love language, my own love language, is physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, act of service, and receiving gift. You see these 5 love languages? Don't ask me what my love languages are. The 5 love languages are my love languages. Yes, I want you to render services to me as a spouse. I want you. Why won't you buy me gifts? Like, I don't understand. You have to buy me gifts. You have to spend quality time with me. Like, you have to spend quality time with me. You have to be telling me those sweet things. I said this thing in my previous video. You have to be giving me affirmations. You have to be affirming me, telling me, render help. When you see me doing things, cooking in the kitchen, you can come and be telling me do, even though you are not doing anything. You can just come there and be, giving me moral support and all that. Of course, you'll still be helpful. Okay, so guys, I'll be ending this video right here. If you've learned a thing or two from this particular video, please drop it down below in the comment section. And if you have a question, if you have any question as regarding any of the love languages, please drop it down below in the comment section, and trust me, we'll talk about it, we'll answer it. Okay, so since we are ending it here today, finally we are getting it off the desk, and then we're forging ahead to other things. In my next video, guys, in my next video, I might be introducing to you guys Uncle Boo. Yes, in my next video, I might be doing the next video with him. We're supposed to do this video together, but guys, you guys will not understand. You will not understand. I've been trying to, cajole him. I've been trying to bribe him. I've been trying to, but notwithstanding, in the next video, I will introduce him to you guys. Okay, so I'll be ending it here. I've said this over and over again. Let me just end it here so that we'll not get too long. Okay, in conclusion, as I round up, I would also like to say, while you're waiting for your partner to love you in your own love languages, while you're waiting for your partner to love you in your own love language, I also think you want to appreciate them for loving you in their own love language, because I know there are ways they feel love should be expressed, even though you feel shouldn't be expressed that way. Appreciate it when they love you in their own love language while waiting for them to love you in your own love language, and I'm sure you will help them, you will teach them to love you in your own love language. All right, I hope this is helpful. Until we see you again on my channel, stay blessed, stay fabulous, and stay fantastic. I love you guys. I love you again. See you on my next video. Bye. Didn't even ask me